Hi everyone and welcome to Science Lab. The science are happening because Lord Jesus Christ is coming. Every day we are looking at some of the great science that are happening around us.
In this episode, we are going to look at some of the technological advancements in these last days.
Elon Musk, the celebrity entrepreneur behind Tesla and SpaceX, finally unveiled what his company Neuralink has been up to for the past 2 years. Neuralink is developing a brain-machine interface or BMI with the goal of one day helping the paralyzed use robotic limbs or other devices. Musk even envisions a future where able-bodied people also have BMIs that will let them communicate with artificial intelligence more efficiently.
But BMIs have been around for over a decade. So what makes Neuralink's device newsworthy? Elon Musk has a habit of making bold predictions and goals for the future. Like his claim that putting a man on Mars in the next 4 years sounds doable. For perspective, NASA's crewed mission to Mars won't happen until the 2030s.
So of course, when Musk announces a company that's created thin threads to be implanted in human brains, it's going to make headlines. This is one of the more exciting aspects of Neuralink's coming out party, the thin cellophane-like filaments containing electrodes that will be inserted into the brain.
BMIs that have come before use an array of stiff needles with electrodes to detect neural activity. As you might imagine, squishing a microscopic pincushion into your brain causes some damage, and the recovery process can lead to some points of contact being lost over time. The brain also shifts inside the skull, and when that happens, the needles can cause further damage. Flexible threads of electrodes, just 4 to 6 micrometers wide, could be less invasive and damaging. Neuralink also claims they would allow for a higher volume of data since they could use over 3,000 electrodes, while some current BMIs have up to about 100. But their flexibility also makes them harder to insert, like pushing on a rope. To go along with their threaded electrode development, Neuralink also announced a remotely operated neurosurgical robot capable of inserting 6 threads a minute. Imagine a microscope and a sewing machine had a baby and you get the gist of it. But Musk's company still has bigger goals in mind. They are also hoping to do away with the mechanical drilling necessary to pierce the skull and get to those delicious brain meats. A physical drill sends vibrations through the skull. Instead, Neuralink would like to crack your bone bucket with lasers. And once they are done, lasering holes in your skull and using RoboSewer to run you full of electrodes, they would like to seal your skull up again completely. Right now, BMIs rely on some sort of port sticking out of the skin. Neuralink's prototype has a USB-C plug to connect it to hardware outside. A wireless connection would probably mean less data could be sent back and forth, but it would eliminate the open hole in the skull, a prime site for dangerous infections. Neuralink envisions a sleek battery-powered computer sitting behind the ear that will communicate with implanted chips connected to 4 different areas of the brain. It might even be controlled by an app. Some of the uses of BMIs are obvious. People in wheelchairs could control it with their minds instead of a joystick. Those who have lost limbs could have a connection to a robotic arm they can manipulate. And Musk envisions his threads of electrodes not only being used to detect brain signals, but giving feedback as well. Controlling an arm that doesn't tell you where it is, it's like moving a limb that's fallen asleep. Some sort of sensory feedback would go a long way to making the technology more practical. But Musk also sees uses for his technology that are not as readily apparent. Right now, the way your brain communicates with the outside world is pretty limited. If you want to talk to a computer, you've got your mouth for speaking and your fingers for typing, and that's about it. Musk envisions high bandwidth communication directly from your brain to machines and vice versa. He hopes to make the human relationship with AI a symbiotic one instead of his famously pessimistic outlook on the future of artificial intelligence. Before any of this can happen, Neuralink needs to get approval from the FDA to begin testing their technology in humans. The threads need to be proven to survive the highly corrosive salty solution inside the brain, and there's a host of ethical, security, and privacy issues that need to be worked out as well. Right now, Neuralink technology has only been tested in rats, and the grander ideas they have proposed were in a white paper that has yet to be peer-reviewed by other academics. Musk hopes to have human trials beginning by the end of 2020. So far, Musk has been calling this brain-computer interface technology neural lace. In essence, neural lace is an ultra-thin mesh that is implanted in the skull and forms a body of electrodes which are able to monitor brain function. It's not entirely clear at this time how far along the technology is in its development phase, but eventually, neural lace should enable humans to upload or download information directly from a computer. In order to insert neural lace, a tiny needle which contains the rolled up mesh is placed inside the skull, whereby the mesh is then injected. The mesh unravels upon injection, encompassing the brain. Gradually, the neural lace will integrate itself with the human brain, creating a perfect symbiosis between man and machine. So far, neural lace has been tested on live mice. Upon autopsy, researchers found little negative consequences associated with the insertion of this mesh-like structure. This technology sounds amazing. The ability to hook up our brains with machines and thereby enhance human intelligence could open up whole new worlds of possibilities for our species. It could even be the catalyst for almost mythical technological singularity. However, some critics are raising concerns about the ethical and real-world implications and consequences of this technology. For example, in a world where everyone's thoughts are connected to the internet, how would this affect our personal privacy? Would authoritarian governments seize upon the opportunity to spy on us or even take control of our minds? And what about computer hackers? Would they be able to exploit vulnerabilities in the software of our minds or inject viruses directly into our consciousness? All of this remains to be seen.
We have seen many technological advancements happening around us, but there is more. Don't go anywhere, we'll meet you after a short break. Welcome back to Science Lab. The science are happening because Lord Jesus Christ is coming. Before the break, we saw about some of the technological advancements that is happening around us, and let's continue exploring even more. Elon Musk states that human cognition has two major systems: the limbic system, where our emotions, needs, and wants are processed, and then the cortex, which involves thinking and planning. The Neuralink, its final form, is to be a third layer on the top of this, a digital superintelligence layer augmenting ourselves with computers and eventually artificial intelligence.
Depending on how you look at it, we already have this layer in the form of our phones and laptops. You have all heard the saying that we have all the world's information at our fingertips. The bottleneck and all of this is how we interact with that information. Fingers and speech are too slow and a very low bandwidth form of communication between us and our devices. A much faster way to get to this information would be directly This is called the Brain Machine Interface, that is BMI, and the Neuralink is an effort to solve this problem.
The development goes hand in hand with battery technology, and it's perhaps unsurprising that the Ubers, Apples, and Googles of the world have been pushing the Sky-Fi idea. The company pushing the limits the most, though, is undoubtedly Tesla, who has already put self-driving cars on the road at the same time as powering them with batteries. Despite being a relatively recent entry in the car market, they are now on the verge of being the highest valued car company in the world, and while they don't produce as many vehicles as the others, they are leading the way in futuristic car tech. Medical scanner. When you're traveling to distant worlds to explore, it's crucial that you have advanced medical technology to be able to diagnose any illnesses. These have been imagined as handheld scanners or even smart hospital beds, and the underlying tech behind them is now becoming a real possibility. You know, like in the movie Passengers, Canada broke Indiegogo records a couple of years ago with their device, the Scout. Worn as a cuff, it would monitor the wearer's vital signs like temperature, heart rate, and blood pressure, and send the details directly to your smartphone. The California company has a number of ideas in the pipeline that will take the functions far beyond what they are today, so the devices seen in Sky-Fi are not too far off. Unfortunately, support for the Scout has ended because of FDA regulations, but it's only a matter of time until something is developed that can pass the strict approval process. In the meantime, smartwatches are providing very similar capabilities, with users being able to monitor their health in a way that's never been possible before. Optical camouflage. Both the Klingons and Predator have an amazing piece of technology that militaries have been trying to get for a long time. The ability to truly camouflage themselves as they become invisible. They can bend light to project on the front what would be seen if the hidden object wasn't there. After a number of unrealistic solutions, like a rig of cameras along one side of a car and video screens on the other, the US military set their sights on a battlefield-ready solution in 2015. They sent out a request for companies that were developing stealth fabrics to get in touch, with the purpose of developing an adaptive camouflage that could be used to conceal people or vehicles, and ideally without needing a massive power source. At the time, a number of companies stepped forward and claimed that they already had working prototypes that fulfilled the brief. Companies like the Canadian Hyperstealth Technology, that also produces a wide range of traditional camouflage uniforms, demonstrated a metamaterial camouflage solution to military scientists. While no perfect optical camouflage has been demonstrated yet, it's something that is thought to have been created but has been kept confidential. At the moment, it just costs too much for full-scale deployment. Paper-thin display, OLED. Sky-Fi shows invented tablet computers and used them to control the ship and send information between people on other planets. You don't need me to tell you that tablets become a reality a while back. Taking that a step further, another screen technology that has been featured a lot is the idea of paper-thin screens that can roll up, take up a tiny amount of space, but provide perfect clarity and color. The race between mobile phone manufacturers has brought screen technology to new levels in recent years. OLED screens, for example, work without needing a backlight like LED screens require, so are much thinner. It has been used in high-profile products like the recent iPhone X, and the development of these screens has only just gotten started. The CES trade show is a great place to see emerging tech like this, and LG seems to be leading the field with a truly revolutionary design, a completely flexible screen that can be scrunched up, rolled, and retains a full HD image. These types of screen will make tablets much more durable, and their use on a wide scale is only just around the corner.
Contact lens display. We have all seen the movies where soldiers have contact lenses that privately display information to them and also Mission Possible. But so far, miniaturized viewing screens have merely been a pipe dream in the real world. Google made their own trial in the area with the Google Glass, but their cost as well as the style issues meant that they never took off. The real desire of this type of technology is the discretion, and the Google Glass was anything but. However, there are a number of companies who have developed contact lenses with screens in them, and they are currently trying to bring them to market. Immacula is one of these companies, and they have brought their know-how in AR and VR to design a combination of contact lenses and glasses that are used to project a digital interface. It can only be seen by the user, and to anyone else it looks like they are just wearing sunglasses. Of course, this is just at the early stages of the ultimate AIM lenses that can be used on their own, but they are getting very close.
Never before in the history of the humankind has the technology improvement in this manner. Life has transformed into more than living. We are about to become one with the technology. The Neuralink is just a helping tool in this technology in doing so.
He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
What is foretold in the Bible is happening again in our lifetime. These technological advancements shows that we are living in the last days. Our Jesus Christ is coming again very soon. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to tune into Science Lab next time.
Before we end the show, we would like to ask you a question from this episode. What does SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, The Boring Company, and OpenAI have in common? The options are: Option A, they are co-founded by Elon Musk. Option B, they are owned by Elon Musk's relatives. And Option C, companies Elon Musk worked.
If you know the correct answer, send us to our email ID sciencelab@angeltv.org. If you have missed any of the episode, don't worry. You can watch it again and again in our Science Lab YouTube page. But don't forget to like, share and comment on this video.
And also ask your friends and relatives to watch the Science Lab so that they will know that we are living in the last days. Remember, signs are happening because Lord Jesus Christ is coming. Maranatha.